Welcome. In this video, we shall be activating or publishing other modules which actually came with our Joomla but is not on our website. So as usual, I will make sure my database and server are up and running, so I can just minimize it. I'll now go back to my website. Okay, now this is my module manager. This is where I have all my modules. Now, like I said, only few of these modules are actually in our website, like the main menu module, the about Amazon, the login form module, the image module. Okay. What I want to do now is bring in some other modules, about 2 modules for the purpose of this video that are not here. So all I need to do is go back to my back end. Now there's a module called the latest news module. It is not in my website, but I want to bring it to my website. Okay. It is actually published, that's why you have it being this good sign. If you have an X sign, that means it's not published. So that is not the reason why it's not showing. The reason why it's not showing is because it does not have any position yet. No position has been assigned to it. So all I'll simply do is I want this latest news module to appear on my website. So what do? I'll simply click on it, and then just like other modules, it's published, fine. The title is latest news, show title, fine, but the position, there's no position. So all I need to do is give it a position. If I come back to my front end, I have space here. Okay, so I want it to come into this position here, and that is the same position with the main menu, and this position is what? I click here, it's position 8. Okay, so I'll simply go back to my backend and then I will give it a position called position 8. Make sure you choose the right template, not this base tree. So I need to scroll down till I get to protostar, and then I will look for position 8. Okay, I'll click position 8. Access, I'll leave it as public. Ordering, I will leave it, and I'll leave it other ones also. I will now go to basic options. I want to just simply finish everything here. I will leave this the way it is for now. Okay, I will just leave this. Advanced options, I will leave this the way they are now. Menu assignment, on what page do I want the latest news module to show. I think it would be good for latest news to show on every page. So what I'll simply do is click here and then click here, and I'll click on all pages. Once I'm done, I'll click on save. Once I click on save, I'll go back to my front end and then refresh. Once I refresh, fine, the module has appeared called latest news module, but I wanted to have this particular depression. So I hope you remember how to do that. So all I'll simply do is go back to my backend, and then where I'll do that from will be under advanced options. So I'll simply scroll down and I'll go to module style, click on it, and then I'll scroll down and make sure I go to template, protostar, and I click on well, and I'll click on save. Once I click on save, I'll go back to my front end and then I will refresh. Fine, now it has given it that particular look which I want. Alright, I want to still bring another module here. We have lots of module, and okay, I'll simply close this. You have lots of module, and they all have the different functions or different articles or write-ups which they have or which they come with. Okay, I just brought this module called the latest news. Okay, I can't find it here anymore. Okay, it's no longer under none, rather it will be under position 8. So if I scroll down and I look for position 8, I'll find it. Okay, I have position 8 here, so I have my latest news, my main menu there also. Now I'll simply scroll up. There's another module which I want to bring, you can actually activate all these other modules which are not activated, or just simply following the process which we just did now. But I want to add another module in position 8 called the random image module. This random image module is different from the normal image module. It simply means images that would be in random, that will be shown randomly. When we activate it, or when we bring it to our front end, you understand what I mean by that. Alright, just the way we did for latest news, I'll simply click on random image, and then our status is published. Fine. The only thing here is the position. Click on position, and then I'll scroll down and make sure I'm under protostar, and then I'll choose position 8. Click on position 8. Okay, I'll leave these other ones the way they are. I'll now go to basic options. Now under basic options, I have image type. What kind of image do I want to be in my random image module? Let's simply leave it as JPEG. Now the image folder, you might have some particular images which you want to show in your random image module. But for now, we'll just leave it the way it is, like this. We'll leave this link the way it is. We'll leave this and this for now. Okay, before we even come here, let's go back to our details and then save what we've done, this position. So I'll quickly click on save. I'll now go back to my front end and then refresh and see what happens there. Click on refresh. Okay, I refreshed and I'm actually not seeing anything. That means I still need to do some more modification for it to appear. So I'll simply come back to my back end. Okay, I think I'm suspecting menu assignment. I'll go to menu assignment, and the module assignment here is for it to show only on the pages selected, and I think if I scroll down, no page is being selected. That is why we are not seeing it anywhere. Okay, so all I'll simply do is I will come here and then I'll click on all pages. Do I want my random image module to show on all pages? Let me just say on all pages for now. You can actually modify it the way you want on your own. I'll click on all pages and then I'll click on save. I'll go back to my front end and then I will refresh. Okay, after refreshing, you notice that something is here. This random image module has appeared, and the images will be changing randomly. Or maybe let's see, if I go to my sample sites, the image will definitely change. It has changed to another image. So I think if you keep going to different pages which you'll be making later, then this image here will simply be changing to those to different images as you keep going to different pages. Now I don't want this title to show, so I'll simply go back to my back end, and then under show title I'll click on hide, and then I'll save. Once I do that, I'll go back to my front end and then I'll refresh, and then this will go away. Okay, fine, it's gone. Okay, I will go back to my back end and continue with my modifications, some other modifications like that. Alright, I'll go to basic options. The image type is JPEG, just leave it like that. Image folder simply means you have different folders in Joomla with different images inside. Now, what images do you want to appear in your random image module. You can actually choose the images you want from this image folder. If I click on it, or rather, um, you have a folder called animals in your Joomla where you have images, and it is that particular folder that it's been activated to show the different images that are inside. You can actually edit that later, but we're not going to do that in this lesson. Once you learn how to upload pictures that you want onto your website, then you'll be able to do this. What you simply will need to do is to change this particular link here by telling it to go to that particular folder which you want, and then it will simply display the images in that particular folder. Alright, the width here simply means how wide do you want your image, random image module to be, and the height here is how high do you want it to be. If I take my mouse on it, it's telling you image width force all images to be displayed with this width in pixel. Height, image height forces all images to be displayed with the height in pixel. Alright, if I go back to my front end, I actually want this my image random image module to be bigger. I want to make it like to this place. That will have to do with the width, so I have to increase the width. Okay, now I simply use my eye level to see how far I want it to go. I'll go back to my back end. The width here is actually 180. So if I increase the width, let's say for example now to 220, and then I click on save. Let me see what will happen on the front end. I go back to my front end and I refresh. Watch what happens here. Wow, no changes was made. Let me refresh again. Okay, now the changes has been made. Has actually increased the size, but it's not yet big enough. So I'll simply go back again. Under basic options, I will increase it to, let's say, 280, and then I'll click on save. Once I click on save and it says I'll go back to my front end, and then I will refresh. I think I need to refresh again. Okay, now actually it has increased it. Well, I need to still increase it a little bit more. So I'll simply go back to my back end and then basic options, and let me make it 300, and I'll simply click on save. Now go back to my front end and then I'll refresh. I need to refresh again, I guess. I think I need to refresh again. Okay, fine. This is okay. It's not looking bad, right? Yeah, it's not looking bad. What about if I want it to be taller? I want it to occupy more space. Let's say I want it to get to where I have this, so it will look even. That means I need to go back, and this time around I go to basic options. Is the height I'll be dealing with. Let's say for example I type in, for a start, since I know this is 300, I go back to my front end. My width is 300. Let me say I make my height 300 also. I go back to the back end and I type in 300 here. Let's see if it's going to make any effects on the front end. I save. After saving, I will go back to my front end and then I refresh. I think I have to refresh again. I think I need to refresh again and see. refreshing again. It's actually not making any effect. Let me go to my home page and see what happens. Okay, I really don't think there will be need for us to increase the heights, because the way I see it, on different pages, it just simply rearranges itself. Yeah, it simply rearranges itself. So there might not be need for us to do that. So we just simply leave it the way it is for now. That is about bringing other modules which are not in your website to your website. Okay, we just brought in this module called latest news, and then this other module here also called the random image module. If you don't want the random image module, all you need to do is simply unpublish it. Okay, all right, so that is that for this video. Thank you. See you in the next video.